The Pulsar inline tuning module here from Edge is one of the easiest ways to really unlock the full potential of your 2019 and newer 6.4 Ram 2500 at home. Now, this CARB certified Pulsar will give Hemi owners the option to not only increase both your horsepower and torque, but also improve things like towing, throttle response, fuel economy, and even disable your MDS. And by the way, easily make changes to your tire size and axial ratio, all for right around that low $600 price point. So if you own a 2019 and newer 6.4 gasser, then chances are you know how hard it is to tune these trucks in the conventional manner. You can't just go ahead and plug in a tuner and go. Instead, you have to remove and send out your truck's PCM or replace it with a completely new unit, both of which can be time consuming and rather expensive. Now, the Pulsar here again from Edge is going to feature a piggyback design, meaning it will connect directly to your truck's existing PCM and allow you to make changes without physically flashing your truck's factory PCM, which means it is quickly and easily removable if you ever needed to return your truck back to stock. Let's switch gears and talk about what the Pulsar from Edge is capable of doing once installed on your 6.4, and let's start with the 8 different power levels that are available here with the Pulsar. Now, Pulsar calls them power levels, but the reality is it is a variety of modes based on a few different settings. Now, level 1 is essentially going to be a stock mode, if you will. Level 2 will be stock, but with the MDS turned off, which stands for multi-displacement system, and basically just turns off that cylinder deactivation. Level 3 is a fuel economy mode. Level 4 is that same fuel economy mode, but with MDS turned off. Level 5 is a tow mode. Level 6 is a tow mode minus the MDS. And then finally, guys, you have the actual performance mode as level 7 and level 8. The latter, again, with the MDS turned off. Now, I don't have any specific dyno numbers for the 6.4 with the Pulsar installed, but Edge claims upwards 25 horsepower and 40 pound-feet of torque to the tire when using at least 91 octane in the performance modes. Now, the best part is, guys, all of these modes are accessible on the fly through your Ram's dash display and using your steering wheel control buttons. Now, on top of those 8 different levels or modes of tuning, the Pulsar will also allow owners to choose or change different tire sizes to correct your speedometer. For instance, maybe you've upgraded to a 37-inch tire. Obviously, the stock speedo will be way off at that point if you did not correct this in the truck's PCM. And well, Pulsar will allow you to make those changes easily up to a 59-inch tall tire. Same can be said for gear ratio changes as well. All can be done easily here with the Edge. So with all that said, guys, if you actually take a step back and see what you are actually getting out of the Pulsar, it is quite a bit here. Now, you're getting a tuner in the sense that you are adding power and torque, along with the ability to switch between towing and economy modes. You're getting a throttle control device thanks to the increase in throttle sensitivity, depending on your mode, of course. And then finally, you're also getting a flash cowl device in the sense that you are able to make those changes to both tire and axle ratio. Now, the best part is all of this is CARB legal for the Ram owner out there to enjoy in all 50 states. But now we do want to segue into the installation process here, guys. I know this might seem a little daunting messing with your truck's PCM, but you have to keep in mind this is a pretty soft plug and play job. Therefore, the site's going to call it a soft 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and maybe 10 to 15 minutes of your time to complete from start to finish. But now, to give you a better idea of just how the job will go down, here is an AT customer to walk you through it.
So here are the tools used for this installation. This is just your standard screwdriver, flat blade, with your extension, 10 millimeter, and your ratchet.
The first thing we gotta do is disconnect the ground terminal from the battery with a 10 millimeter nut, your socket or ratchet. Sometimes you don't need the extension, but just get off, so pry it up, just like that. Keep it away from the battery as best as you can. Just like that. Here's your screwdriver. Come here and then push this in. This tab with your screwdriver, flat blade screwdriver. And then pull on this red looking handle. Just like that. And it should just creep out on you as you're pulling up. Just like that, and then just ever so carefully wiggle it out. Like that. same size, everything's 10 millimeter. You just wanna loosen this nut. Just careful. Try not to lose anything. Don't drop anything. And on this side here, you can see that there's a ground for this unit. If you have a really clean truck, like this is not too bad. The nut should come right off real easy. And then just detach your down. Just move that out of the way. You'll just have these things in your way anyways, but try to do your best. And the one down here on the bottom side here. This is three total. Remind me with my sniffles, it's 30 degrees outside. And here it comes. Should come right out. Nothing else. Alright, so basically you got this, taking this out. You want to lay it on something flat. And then here's your Pulsar tuner, and you can see. So you want to make sure, also you want to make sure that your color is matching. I think I had it the opposite, so just make double sure that they're both the same color and everything else in the holes line up. So once you have it seated, then you want to put pressure on it until you hear a click. Just like that. And that should be seated just like that. Okay, so we're now going to start installation or installing the tuner, but now it comes with this kind of hardware. On the newer models they have the bolt style. The other ones I think you just, or the nut style, sorry. The older styles should have like the screw styles. But it does come with a washer, so you want to make sure your washer is still on here. So it just kind of goes like this. So when I put it in here with these bolts sticking out, I guess this is going to read upside down. That's alright. Go. Put one in here. Just get them so they're started. A little bit colder. So once you get your 10 millimeter nuts on here, you can do one of two things. You can use a power tool to, turn these in all the way. I prefer the old school. I like to make sure I'm not excessively putting a lot of pressure on these nuts. So just kind of like working my way around. Get it so they're a little bit snug, and then work on the next one, and then you can snug them down a little bit more. I would just, when you tighten these up, I would just do it hand tight. I don't think there's like actually a torque specification on it. Use your best judgment on this. So. And it is plastic too, so you want to keep in mind that, just so you feel that it's good enough. Alright, so that's tight, and then the fun part, let's put these plugs back in. Now, try to place them as flat as you can be, like that, so they're snug. You want to do both at the same time, just like that, and then you want to kind of guide it as you're pushing it down, and just like that. And just like that. So, alright, that's your installation. Now everything's going to be on the inside.
So wrapping this one up, guys, if you are looking to take full control of your 2019 and newer 6.4 gasser at home, well then you should consider using the Pulsar inline tuning module from Edge right here at AmericanTrucks.com.